You wrote a recent article for the Wisconsin Lawyer about being yourself in the practice of law. So how do you plan to use that philosophy and be yourself as state bar president?
There's a lawyer or a judge in town that I know, and he shared with me after I wrote that article, he said that his wife had told him when he came on the bench, said, honey, be yourself, just less so. And so when I think of being a state bar president or serving as a lawyer for that matter, you got to be yourself, but there are times when the situation calls to be a little bit more formal or to be a little bit more diplomatic. So you have to do that. And I plan on doing that, but at the same time, I am who I am, and it's important when you're interacting with people to be yourself. So I certainly plan on doing that. If there are times when I'm a little bit irreverent, that's probably the real me coming through.
Why do you want to be state bar president?
I enjoy helping clients and solving their problems, and yet for me, being a lawyer has always meant more than that. I feel very fortunate. I was the first in my family to go to college, let alone law school. And I believe that in terms of being a lawyer, that it means volunteering and providing community service and helping the legal system as well as other lawyers.
One of your platform issues in terms of helping lawyers is more support for new lawyers. What do you believe the state bar can provide to newer lawyers?
We have to provide a financial break. A lot of them are coming out of law school and not finding jobs and having to practice as solo practitioners. And they're facing daunting expenses. The state bar can provide low-cost CLE to those people, far lower than the prices that they're currently charging to all lawyers. The other thing they need to do is they need to have a good mentoring program. The state bar needs to mentor young lawyers. 84% of new lawyers, 1 to 5 years of practice, don't participate in a formal mentoring program. And that's even more significant when you think that so many of them are practicing as solo practitioners.
So what are your thoughts on how the state bar's finances and what could be done differently?
I think that the resources for the state bar are there. I think they do a very good job of budgeting, but that's only a 2-year budget. You're only prospecting 2 years. Too much of what the state bar does is reactionary to current financial strife. What they need to do is be proactive and develop a business plan for 5 years down the road.
Do you think that your experience in running a small firm and practicing business law gives you a unique perspective on the financial issues?
Oh, it definitely does. I've been running the 4-lawyer firm for 20 years, and when you are running a business, regardless of what type of business it is, I think you have a more acute awareness of the dollars and cents. And what I do on a daily basis is advise businesses and associations on their planning and management and operations. And that's exactly what the state bar needs right now, is somebody that can provide that type of advice and leadership. The other thing is I've been active in the state bar for 20 plus years, and I'm really dedicated to doing that. I've served on the board of governors, and I know what it takes to build consensus with other lawyers and to help lead the bar and move it forward.
So why don't you tell us something about yourself?
So my best friend from high school is a Minnesota Viking fan. So I write this Viking Packer newsletter mocking the Vikings, and it's all good-natured. But we also have a bet. So when I lose, if the Packers lose the football game against the Vikings, I have to wear a Viking tie to work the whole next week. And I'm always fearful that I'm going to have a jury trial or something that week. So if you're an opposing counsel and you're trying to get the best of me, perhaps you should schedule trial for the week after a Packer-Viking game to get an advantage with the jury.